Hello out there. It's me, myself and I. Dang it. Sorry, force of habit. Couldn't help it. It's me, Cameron Sitton, or as you probably don't know me, Slapstick. I'm here to do a quick recap of 2020, which I understand we're not all the way through yet, but given our performance in the first half, I'm not sure we're going to make it to the second half. So, let's start at the beginning. World War III! Remember when that almost happened? Wasn't that adorable? Honestly, I had forgotten all about this just like completely until I started doing this piece, which really bodes well for the rest of our list now, doesn't it? You know, that's a good sign when you can't remember the war that almost broke out. That's sort of like forgetting your mom's birthday at her party. It's like the second half makes the first half so much worse, which could also be said about 2020. You know, spoiler alert. um, Next up, remember that time that the entire Australia caught on fire? Okay, you got us. Where's the hidden camera? Is it Venus? I bet it's Venus. Venus, or as astronomers know it, what would happen if Earth was ruled by Satan? Honestly, if you told me that a continent caught on fire, Australia seems like the one that would do it. Just seems like an Australia thing to do. Remember when the joke was everything in Australia is trying to kill you? Apparently Australia was like, fine, I'll do it myself. Honestly, I haven't checked in on that one in a while. How is that doing? Is Australia still on fire? I just sort of assumed that the wombats were fighting the fire with their magical powers, sometimes literally.
Wombat combat.
Yes, that was all just one big setup for a marsupial pun. Marsupial puns are like normal puns, but they have pouches. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Then there was the. What was the next thing? Hold on. No. Hold on. It's. It'll come to me. It's right there on. It's right there. It was like a tiny evil chew toy. The cur. The cur. The Crayola virus. That was it. So yeah, that all by itself caused an entirely new subset of problems, like for instance the toilet paper shortage, or the fact that all of a sudden I'm the only person who hasn't seen Tiger King. Statistically speaking, he would still technically be in the top two Joes running for president. That's just math. That's just math. Then let's see. Next item on the list. Oh yeah, murder hornets. Murder hornets. Seriously? Murder hornets. You're kidding me, right? I mean, I understand that a lot of people have had this reaction, but like, seriously, what the heck? Can whoever's playing their game of Jumanji just hurry up and finish? Because this round has lasted almost as long as a game of Monopoly and resulted in half as many deaths. A little less than half, I rounded up. But the point is, let's get back to murder hornets. Really? Really? Seriously? Like, murder hornets are the scariest named animal species in the United States since laser rattlesnakes, nuclear crocodiles, and garrote weasels. And I only made one of those up. Garrote weasels, by the way, are slightly more deadly than their cousins, the strangulation otters. That is a true fact. That is a true fact.
Science facts.
You know what? I can't even deal with murder hornets right now. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm sure it's better. Let's see what's next on the list. I don't know how to follow up that last one. So, I mean, there was like Saharan dust clouds and stuff, and nothing really too majorly scary has happened since, in the sense of it's all just rehashings of earlier terrors. Um, that said, there is still one that I hate to say looking forward to, but definitely anticipating, which is to say the second wave of the Bologna virus. Nobody asked for a second season of this one, okay? A second wave is just gonna suck.
Even I know that one.
As we all know, the sequel is usually worse. And it's only gonna get worse before the end of the year. There's at least one more major cataclysmic event that we all know is going to happen. That's right. Election season. Remember when Winter is Coming was just a promotional thing for Game of Thrones fans to get excited about? And now it's like a threat. November is coming. Ah! Hide me! Hide me! Right. I meant to do that. It was in the script. It wasn't. But I'm going to pretend like it was. We can just cut this part out in editing, right? No matter what your political stance is, you know that this election is going to be rough on the country. You stay out of this. The fact of the matter is, it's going to be super divisive, Already everybody's very, very polarized on the issue. Which brings me to my next question. What do we have to look forward to before then? I mean, the next big event is going to be in November. I can't wait till then. I gotta get my weekly fix. Well, I'm here to make a forecast for next week. Let's see if we can get the graphic up here. Let's see. Next week we're going to have some tropical depressions moving through the south. A couple of rivers are going to turn to blood, and frogs will be everywhere. I mean, just to sum up what I've already said, which is to say, recap the recap. We've had a continent on fire, murder hornets, and almost war, and a pandemic. Were the four horsemen supposed to show up? Because what this kind of feels like is like the four horsemen were supposed to show up, but along the way, one of their horses had a breakdown, and now their opening act is just ad-libbing like crazy until they get here. You guys really like death and pestilence? Well, what if we sort of smush them together into murder hornets? Boo, you stink! Boo. That brings us to the end of the video, and as my English classes have taught me over the years, always end with your conclusion sentence. So, in conclusion, everything in 2020 has been bad, wrong, and or scary. So, I'm just going to awkwardly wave and say bye now, like I do when I leave my relative's house. Bye. 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 See you soon. Bye.